Hey y'all, so today we're making some blueberry muffins. Hair is pulled back, you could totally cover your head. Hands are washed, kitchen is clean. I have my oven preheated, my muffin pan all ready to go. And I have basic mise en place done, so you could kind of watch this and then do yours or pause. All the dry ingredients on the recipe listed are here. I'm gonna whisk those together gently. Really important, as we talked about in class, to make sure that your baking soda is mixed in well and your baking powder. Also, when you measure out your flours, you wanna use a small scoop into the big one, level it off with a knife or the back of the other measuring cup before you add it in. And the recipe calls, this is a whole grain muffin recipe, so it calls for whole wheat pastry flour. I cannot find whole wheat pastry flour ever where I live. I have to go like an hour away to get whole wheat pastry flour. So what I do when I'm baking, because whole wheat pastry flour has a lower protein content, it comes from a softer wheat as opposed to hard red wheat of whole wheat flour. So I take whole wheat flour and mix it half with all-purpose flour. So if you couldn't find whole wheat pastry flour, hopefully you're watching this before you kind of stressed over it, but that's an option that you can do. So I have all my dry ingredients here. They're all whisked together, nicely blended. I have my blueberries here. You can use fresh or frozen. Frozen's often less expensive, but fresh right now are in season. They've been washed, dusted with flour so they don't fall to the bottom. And then I have my wet ingredients here in the measuring cup. Just give it a little whisk. I used plant-based milk, plant-based yogurt, and I did use almond extract. If you don't have it, it can be a little expensive, so I think you can skip that without too much issue. Hey, also, if you didn't make the last recipe where we used lemon zest, this is a microplane, works great for zesting. You only want to get that yellow outside off. You don't want to get the white pith. Your lemon is still protected inside that rind. If you wanted, you could squeeze the juice out and freeze it to save it. What else? There was something else. Oh, if you don't have a microplane, you could use a grater or just take a knife and make tiny little curls off of that. Okay, so our muffin mixing method is that we are adding our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients, and we're just gonna fold them. So I'm not gonna use the whisk. I'm gonna grab a spoon quick. Grab my wooden spoon, and we're gonna gently just fold this in for our muffin method. And we don't wanna over mix, right? Because that will lead to a tougher product. So we're gonna kind of get this mixed in here. And then you can already kind of see the chemical leavening agents working, which is so much fun. So I will now, and for your oil, you wanted to use a neutral oil. That means like canola oil instead of olive oil, because olive oil has a strong flavor. So I've got my wet into dry. I'm gonna fold the blueberries in gently. It says on the recipe, if you fold them in correctly, you'll have a little less bleeding in. You don't want your batter to be green. Frozen muffins, some of that liquid will come out, so there will be a little bit of blue, more so than fresh muffins. But I think it's pretty when the muffins are kind of purpley. Okay, you don't need to watch me put my muffins into my muffin tins. I'm gonna evenly divide those into the 12 tins. I tend to like to use a 1/4 cup scooper, and then if I need to add more, I can. I have my crumb topping all ready to go here. You may not use it all, but just sprinkle to your taste preference over the top of your muffins. And the other thing you want to pay attention to is that it says to turn the heat down after 16 minutes. So going down from 400 to 375. And then when they're done, you can check them with a toothpick and see if it comes out clean. Enjoy your muffins.